good about it. Bloody raining. Anyway, right, give them some food. So as I said, that's a daily amount there, so I'll give them half of that now, and then the other half a bit later. So that one, and the Ginman kits here, they were the last two fish I added last year. Haven't really got any plans this year to buy any fish, but that's not to say I will not buy any, possibly. Next sort of thing I need to sort out here is, I did mention it last year, is my skimmer. It is leaking somewhere. I think that I might tackle this Sunday or Monday, hopefully, if it stops raining. I think it's something to do with the faceplate. So I'm going to take it off and pick all the glue off, hopefully, and get it off, and reseal it. I've got some of the sealant stuff for it, but look at the level. Yeah, you can see it's dropped. See, there's a line around the edge where the liner's wet. So, however, I don't know, since yesterday I've had no water on, so it's dropped that much. So in fact, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to, in fact, there we go, that's the best thing. It's just on that screw there, the water level, on the front faceplate of the actual skimmer there, look. So that's where we're at now, Saturday morning 10 o'clock, and I'll have another look tomorrow, so 24 hours, Sunday morning 10 o'clock, we'll see where we're at. But it's definitely leaking because the wall is always wet. I know the water's dripping off here, but the wall is wetter than it always is, and it seems to be wetter this side, so as I say, I'd rather do it now than midsummer, because I'm going to have the filter off for a bit while I do it, so I need to drop the water to get the faceplate off, and then as I say, re-gunk it all back up. But it's just so good. The covers are off now. Look out the window of the house and just look out, see the fish swimming round. I haven't actually seen any odd behaviour, no flashing, no lunking, no jumping, no nothing, they're just swimming around, so fingers crossed all is good. I'm just about to do a couple of odd jobs around the garden because it's, as I say, it's awful today, it's peeing down. Not that you can see it on camera, but no need to walk me mud this morning. It's wet. I've got a few plants to get rid of and stuff, and then probably just sit inside and watch rubbish on YouTube. But yep, can't believe the weather. What's going on? Anyway, right. Catch you later. Bye. This is what I'm going to seal the pond with, but I thought I'd just come and check to make sure it's okay. Well, it's got an expiry date on it, which is 6 years past. I can't believe I've had it that long, but obviously have. Tube's nearly out anyway, so that's a complete waste of time. I'll just chuck it on my heap of junk, because obviously the tips are shut, and this is my other project. Can't even do any of this at the minute because I need to order a window for there, but again, everywhere's shut. Making a little office inside. Unfortunately, not a grow on space. But you never know, a couple of years' time, a little shed at the end of the garden maybe. So I'll need to try and order some of that today. God knows when it'll get here. So I won't be doing that soon. But I do need to keep an eye on the water, just see how much I'm losing. It was a bit trickier with the covers on. Anyway, joys. Right, back to gardening and planting. Hello, I'm back. Rain stopped. Finished my gardening jobs. Rather than sit around, do nothing, I'm gonna give the inside of the drum a quick once over. Just get the extension lead. Because as we know, the inside of my inside of the drum, normally on the waste tray, is normally a place for stuff to collect and just be a bit junky. Apparently, actually, the reason for that is because my original pump broke because I don't know whether you remember, a couple of years ago now, just before I was going on holiday, the rubber boot split on something, on my vortex with the K1 in it. That caused the filter pit to fill with water, and obviously the pump's sitting on the floor, that got covered in water, and it just blew up. So I've got another pump in here, which is actually a more powerful pump. And apparently, because it's a more powerful pump, it's obviously the junk that's on the inside of the drum screen is getting blasted off too powerfully, and the stuff's, I don't know, sticking to then the backside of the waste chute. Apparently, so I've been told. But anyway, I don't know. So, oh god, excuse the mess. That's another project to sort. Look at the state of it. So yeah. So I'll take this lid off and then turn the UV off. And then we'll have a quick look inside. It should be relatively tidy and clean in there, because I think I did do that pre-winter jazz out of it, but I'm going to do that just now, just to make sure there's no rubbish collected inside there. It shouldn't be, but it only take me 10-15 minutes, so something to do. Can't be sitting around doing nothing, and I can't leave the house because we're locked down, aren't we? Anyway, right, let's get the hose and stuff and the jet wash ready to go. Just there, look. So UV off. Nice and clean. A little bit of rubbish there, but as I say, the issue I normally have, apparently I can move this, maybe it's angled a bit too far away and it's not shooting exactly in the middle of the waste chute. Apparently I can turn this a bit. Oh, that is. I need to get over really and have a bit of a better look from the other side. But yeah, that's alright at the minute. I'll hop over, I'll get my stuff ready, hop over and then have a better look. So I did forget the screwdriver, I just need to get it. Just undone this. This is the waste chute pipe. There's not really a lot on the top. But the issue I have had, oh god, that was a silly mistake, wasn't it? Was stuff on the back at either side of the chute. You can see there's a little bit of debris up the back there, so I'll get the jet wash in and get it all off. Now, as I say, when I did speak to Mike about it from Cornicoy, he did say you can adjust the spray bar, and I've just had a quick fiddle with it. If you undo this, you see there is a bit of movement here. It doesn't go any further than that because this end is actually notched, which I didn't know. So it's been slightly notched out there to fit into the, get that one there, into that notch there. But there still is a bit of movement. If you need to re-angle it, so get it up the right way and do. So there's probably, I don't know, a couple of centimetres worth, maybe an inch worth of play there, so you can move it. It's a bit hard to think. It's alright. I don't know whether that's a bit further down. I mean, it's hard to tell where it's actually firing unless I turn it on, I suppose. In fact, I might turn it on just to see what it does look like. So I'll leave it there. That's where I think it needs to be. Tighten this up. Moved it completely out of place. Okay. Oh, there we go. If I don't do it too tight. So push the manual button, I can see where it jets, but I just need to find something to push the button with from over here. My arm's not long enough. I need to push that button and look in here. See if this will do it. Right, okay. I'll have another go and see what it looks like there. Looks alright to me. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not messing around with it too much. I'm not putting it in the wrong bloody place. But I'm just going to give it a quick once over with the jet wash. Just a few bits of green here and there. Well, these and the gloves are dirty. But it's good to see the inside of the drum's nice and clean though. And so the waste chute, the issues that I did have a few years back, I had all sorts of gunk hanging off of it. So I'll just have a quick root around in there with that. And do it. Job be done. Again, as I like having jobs to do, in here is an absolute joke. I do need to, I've said it 1,000 times, God knows how much K1's in here on the floor. We've got enough for another pond, but K1 vortex is in here. This is all dead, so I need to change all of that, sweep all of this out and just tidy it all up in here. But, I'm definitely going to do it this year, but God knows when. Right, anyway, sidetracked. Let's get this sorted. Quick jet out, pop it all back. Job to go. So what I am doing is quite surprising. I'm just giving the actual screen a blast. And there's quite a bit of muck coming out. I presume it's bits of green or whatever that are stuck into these little corner bits that the jets on the drum aren't getting out. See if I can set the GoPro up and we can get that on the camera, but yeah, I presume that's all just, it's going to be the same with any drum you get. The jets can't get every single little bit of junk that's in there, maybe stuck in that little, them little edge parts, can't get it out, but interesting to see though. Anyway, I'll see if I can set the GoPro up and we'll get some of it on film. I've actually taken the cleaning pump out so I can just spin the drum. Look, I'm just pushing the manual button. I can spin the drum without getting wet, apart from with that. You see definitely the water line actually. Let me clean the screen, won't it? Okay, that's better. You can actually see the water lines down. So this is where the water comes in. Oh, so this is the skimmer line actually. That's the bottom drain one there. So the water comes in here. This should be pretty much level with this your waste tray. You can see, look, a couple of centimetres off. Actually that's confirmed with the 2 centimetre drop in the pond because of the minor leak. And there's my UV. It's an amalgam drop-in jobby. I've just cable tied it there so it doesn't float around and float off. Yeah, overall happy with that. Let's put it back together. Covered in mud. Yes, I just took the cleaning pump out so I didn't get wet. That just lives in there. You just check it by pushing the manual button. Yeah, we're good to go. Oh, right. Looks a good one. Another job off the list done. So I've just been messing around with the pump. I've got one of these Aqua Forte Vario 20,000 thingies. So I've just closed the bottom drain off, which is this big valve here, and I've cranked the pump right up to 20,000 litres per hour. Nice amount of flow there, but it's just pulling from the skimmer line at the minute. I was going to try and empty the drum just to have a quick purge of the drain, but silly me not thinking when I installed the drain pipe work. The valve for it's over there, isn't it? I need to get a skimmer card. The valve for it's over there. Really, I could do with another one here. Because if I want to do anything like that, I don't want to jump back out over there, turn the valve, come back over here, do I? It's interesting that it's coping just about. Well, it's not over the switch actually to reactivate the drum, so I would have an issue. You see it's just hanging there, look. But that's 20,000 litres an hour going over the shower there. So this is one of the reasons I did the project last year. If I was running 20,000 litres an hour over shower from just the bottom drain, if the water level would drop, there wouldn't be enough water in the drum to reset the cleaning switch. It would be like it is now. It'd always be below the switch. I wouldn't reactivate it, which meant eventually when the drum screen blocked, the pump would run dry and then turn off. I had that a few times. So job well done last year eventually. So I can crank the power up this year and have a bit more flow over the shower. Obviously I probably want to pull more water through the bottom drain than the skimmer line, so I will throttle the skimmer line back with the ball valve when I mess around with that kind of stuff for a later date. So that's all I'll do there. I'll just slightly close the valve and be a bit fiddly and a bit jumping in and out and getting stuff right. But once I've got it right, I can leave it for the whole of summer then, or even winter, and just like I normally do, turn it down. It was on 55%. The thing was something like 89 watts or something like that, which is pretty good. At the minute you can get a, when you look at, I can't show the screen because you can't, it's so bright, but running at 20,000, running at 20,000 litres per hour is 202 watts. I better sort it out because the fish just nearly got sucked into the skimmer there, because obviously there's a ton more flow going through anyway, so I'll get the bottom drain back on. start to see it rise now. There we go. A little sugar back over there. There we go, see the water's gone back over the switch now. It activates the cleaning cycle. But I'll turn it down because I'm not ready to mess around with that just yet. And obviously need to get a skimmer guard if I'm going to crank it right up. I don't want the fish getting stuck in there. I've had that before as well, 2 years back. Anyway, I'm going to put all this away now. There we go, settled down now. Remember to plug the cleaning pump back in. Right, off ski. Rest of today's food. So I was talking earlier about the flow on the pump. Now, if we keep the top down, you can see that. So that 103, that's how many watts it's using, that's the power. And then obviously you've got your buttons here for up or down, so the flow, I'll put it back down to 70%, which obviously gives that kind of flow over the shower. As you know, you can crank it right up. So if you get 100%, so that's 100%, that's 198 watts. You look like that. Quite a bit noisier actually. Decent amount of flow though, but not a huge amount of power. I don't know how accurate that is, 190 odd watts, but probably going to settle around 200. I don't know why it's going up and down, but it does. Anyway, you put it back down to where it was, 70. It's 103 watts. And actually, it was a bit less than that, I think, before I cranked it up earlier. So there we go. And I have lost a little bit more water from the level I was at this morning, so I've ordered the gold label stuff, and I'm going to order a skimmer guard because I haven't got one, but you know what'll happen, I'll get a fish stuck in there. So in fact, if I get them, I might even have something I can use. I think I might have some of that big cratey material stuff that's in the bottom of the shower. It'll be over here. Yeah. I might just cut a bit of that actually. That might be a good shower. Yeah, I might just cut a bit of this off and wedge it in there, although it is white. I think I might do that tomorrow actually. I can wedge it in there, and then obviously when I get my gold label stuff, I've got to take it all apart again. I can either get some black stuff of this or proper skimmer guard. There we go. Right, laters. Wasted a bit of food there. Anyway, so it's been, in fact, it's been a bit more than 24 hours since I last checked the water level, but it is now that height. I'm just going to have a bit of a closer look. It's definitely lost maybe another centimetre. It's below the screw now. I don't even know if you can see that. Right over here. Took over all the rubbish. It's way below the screw now, in fact. So yeah, you can see, look at the wall. I mean, there's been no rain at all today. Soaking. More this side than this side. And it's not this, because it's below, the water's below my overflow pipe now. So goodness knows where, but as I say, I've ordered the gold label. I'm just going to take it all apart. I might even, if I can, I don't know, well, I'm definitely going to take the front off. I don't know if I can get either this apart. I'm just basically going to need to lash everything, all the screws that are inside, and then reseal it back up. Make sure I've got it all the right way around. There's a gasket in there as well. I don't know where I put the gasket. There's a possibility. Well, I've actually put it together wrong after I took it apart originally, but you know. Anyway, some food for the fishies. Even though I've spilled some. So I've noticed, obviously with the covers being off now, the green fuzz is a fuzz, so I'm going to actually, might do it tomorrow if I remember, do a blanket weed treatment just to keep it in check. And now obviously it's open and the sun's a bit lower, sort of there. The majority of the pond's got some kind of sun on it now. So been there before, got the t-shirt, don't want any more kind of carnage. With blanket weed and string algae and all that kind of jazz. So I'm going to put my top up back on again, another job, because I'm still having to use the hose. I'm going to put that back on, top the water back up. And that's it for today. It's been busy out here, doing jobs all day. Windy as hell, although the sun's been out, it's been a bit chilly, but I'll take it. The sun's out, it's always good when the sun's out, isn't it? So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. And got my video out last week for the koi food, thank goodness. I was a bit worried that maybe the person that one didn't have a pond, but I've had it confirmed. He's still got a pond with koi and stuff, so happy days. That's it, yeah, so that's it for this week, and I'll catch you all next week. Thanks for watching, bye.